Next item is the discussion of the project and term sheet for the Hall of Fame. Dan, you or Ray?
Well, I'll kick it off and then turn it over to Don, since he's the Port's financial advisor and in-house expert.
That's how much I know. Dan or Ray, it should be.
Yeah. We've been presented with a request by the Hall of Fame Village to enter into an agreement with Summit County Port Authority to finance a tax increment financing bond that was created by the city of Canton. We have, our attorneys have worked on this previously last year through the summer and fall, and then things got stalled. And it's back again now that they've received the cash from Bridgeland. And it's in a little different format, but basically what they're asking from us as a Port Authority is the same, and that is to enter into a cooperative agreement with Summit County and the city of Canton, which allows Summit County to issue bonds. And Don can give more detail on the transaction.
They're terrific. Thanks, Dan. The updated term sheet was dated March 2nd after a number of things had come together. And just as kind of to touch base, take a step back and refresh the Port Board's memory. Cooperative agreements between multiple ports on economic development projects are fairly common. Dan and I were chatting this morning. The Stark County Port has actually done 4 cooperative agreements in the past with Columbiana County, Lake County, and Summit County. And they were the Goodwill Project and the Canton Christian Home and Shearer's Foods and I think Timken, right, Dan?
The Broadview Development Corporation.
Broadview, oh, I'm sorry, Hercules, I'm sorry, Hercules. So they're fairly common. The role that the port would be playing in this would be allowing a issuer of bonds from another municipality, another region, to issue the bonds here within Stark County for a project within Stark County. We, as the owner of the improvements, okay, would be involved in 2 major things. 1, signing the cooperative agreement, and then 2, being part of the construction process, entering into a construction agreement to allowing, to document what improvements had been made as far as infrastructure with the stadium improvements. So I'd like to just go through page by page. I highlighted some of the things that I thought I'd like to bring to the board's attention, if that's okay, Ray?
Yep, that's good.
And the other thing, just as kind of a stake in the sand, Dan started to mention it, the Summit County Port Authority, which is now known as the Development Finance Agency of Summit County, they're issuing these through their bond fund, okay? So they have reserves that are backing their bond fund. There are additional reserves funded in this TIF transaction. And they are, it's very clear that it's non-recourse to the port down
Yeah, I
there.
read that.
So the Development Finance Agency is taking no risk whatsoever. The bondholder is assuming that they've got access to these reserves, Roger, and to the TIF payments, assuming they come, and to any other reserves and deposits. They list in here what the flow of funds, the priority is. So
I thought the document was pretty well put together.
very detailed.
When I went through it and marked it up,
Yeah.
I thought, boy, they
Yeah.
crossed their T's and dotted their I's.
Yeah, very detailed. And they outlined, there of course will have to be a tax exempt bond opinion given. That will not come from our attorney because we're not the issuer of the bonds. That will come from Retzel and Andrus, their bond issue. So, our role is really to permit them. They have agreed that they have confidence that these revenue streams, these revenue streams from the tax payments will be adequate to pay this. It's also interesting to note that it's, the bond issue is a 30-year bond issue on the TIF, which is pretty long, and that it resets the rate every 10 years in there too.
Yeah, man.
They have covered most every eventuality you could think of.
Except a high interest rate environment.